All right, finally, welcome to episode 6. We kind of lost your deck. There we go. You good? All right. Welcome back, episode 6 of the Flame. After a nice long pause, and yeah, I mean it's about time I get this started because I had to take a break after my spring semester to get focused on my finals and studies. But I'm happy we're back with new members this time. Christopher Yadek, how are we doing?
Excited, bro. New chapter,
Hey,
new opportunities. Man, just love talking about the Heat. Now I could do it more publicly now. You know what I'm saying? So
hey,
great
this is
vibe.
my favorite team, so I'm excited. It's like a great opportunity, This is awesome. Just meeting you, it's already like great.
Love, bro. All right, so as we all know, this is the off season. This is where content is hard to find. It's hard to figure out what to post to get my followers engaged. But Wade, Dame, Paul Pierce, thank God for them because they gave us some topics to discuss. And first off, we're gonna start by discussing a latest Dame update because this is day like 1,000, realistically day 42 or 43 of Dame still stuck in Portland, and this is basically like a face-to-face stare down between Miami and Portland. And obviously, we know who's going to win this. Most likely, Pat Riley will win this because do you really want to be in the position of Portland when you bring back Dame, who doesn't want to be there? That will make the team, the environment just awkward. So the latest trade package that we've rumored that we've got is Miami is willing to offer 3 to 4 first round picks, expiring contracts, a young player or two, and Hero would go to a third team, which is rumored to be either Brooklyn, Thunder, or the Field, Toronto possibly. What do you guys think would be the ideal trade package to bring Dame finally to Miami?
You want me to start, Chris?
I would say Brooklyn. Brooklyn can help us there. They have the picks for Hero, so and they would need a shooting guard too, if I'm not wrong.
But I think Brooklyn has like what 7,000 picks they could use.
They got that from KD. Come on, you can use them for Hero. They Why not?
That's true. That's true. And Hero does want to go to Brooklyn. It's his preferred place if we
It looks
traded.
like it. It looks like
And
it. Yeah.
and how about you, your deck?
I feel like you guys said, I think Brooklyn is a great place for a great third team, especially because they don't really have a star right now. And I feel like you said, Tyler Hero wants to be there if he had to pick a location to go to, so that would be good.
Oh, Brooklyn is all-star.
Brooklyn doesn't have a real number one right now. You can say Mikal Bridges
Well,
is
I
Yeah,
mean,
I was about to say
Mikhail's
Mikal
up and coming.
Bridges.
Mikhail's up and coming.
Up and coming. That's a good term to
Yeah.
use.
Yeah.
yeah, but then I feel like if you gave Hero, now you have like a little 1-2 combo with Brooklyn, Mikal Bridges being that three and D guard. Like it's gonna elevate the season because now he's playing a whole season with the Nets, his new team and everything like that. Add another score that he's going to the 20+ score in Hero especially. That would benefit them a lot. And it's about time that Portland gives what everybody wants to happen. Dame to Miami, man. It's been long talking. I don't know why the GM is really holding Dame hostage like that.
Mm-hmm.
He just he served Portland 10+ years, 12 a lot of years in Portland. I know they didn't give him no help, man. Like I wish.
And so, part of the small list that we've had is a third team option. Like I mentioned, we have Brooklyn, Toronto, and who do you guys think would be the ideal third team that would help this move on? Because if he goes to Philadelphia, bro, Philadelphia of all teams, I would not like that just because it's Philadelphia.
No,
But
I wouldn't want to
I
give
would,
them Hero.
yeah, no, I would prefer to be Brooklyn or Toronto. I mean, Toronto has some players. Who they send out? Like Lucky Flynn. They have Gary Trent Jr. They have OG. I mean, they have a very few players that they could trade and a few players that they want to keep. Like I'm pretty sure they want to keep Scotty Barnes. They want to
Mhm.
keep Chris Boucher, unless it's for a better player. OG probably is gonna stay there unless it's
He's
for a
gonna
bigger
stay.
star,
Mm-hmm.
like a Bam situation. We're not giving Bam away unless it's for KD or something bigger. But
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Toronto has a few players that come to mind. But again, I do see him going to Brooklyn if he is moved on. But if Pat Riley does the unthinkable and finds a way to keep Hero while bringing in Dame, imagine the city of Miami kissing his feet.
It's a chip
It's
number,
possible.
chip
It's
number four,
possible.
boy. Chip number four, boy. I don't see why.
So also, I also just read yesterday that from Woj, not Woj, from Windy, Brian Winters, that if he's not, that the next real deadline for this trade to go down, as we all know, is training camp. But if it's not training camp, if they are willing to bring Dame in and to make it all awkward, I do see the final deadline to be the usual trade deadline. But because I'm pretty sure they want to see how teams view others during the season, how chemistry goes, how teams operate, and but I do hope that he is in Miami by training camp, which is I believe late September, if I'm correct. But if he told me beginning of this year that if that Dame Miami would be trending all summer, I would have called you crazy. Like Damian Lillard in a Heat jersey, all we see is Photoshop jerseys. But next season, that will not be Photoshop anymore. Just think about that.
It's crazy when you even think about it. Having a
No,
top 75 player in your team, another one at best. You know what I'm
All right, so unless Christian's gonna join in soon, let's move on to a topic that I know will help us bring this live stream to have some popcorn. Dwayne Wade, amazing career in Miami, Hall of Fame ceremony this weekend. Obviously, I watched the stream last night. Did it did make me tear up, real man tears. I don't care, but this is the portion of the podcast where we bring in our personal top 5 Dwayne Wade moments. So, Christopher, take it away first.
let me see. I wrote it down. All right. And number 5, the full court pass to LeBron against the Pacers.
Oh yes, that was
Mhm.
when that was when everyone was still running back in transition. No one saw what was happening, and they waited with one arm from the baseline to the other side. LeBron caught that with ease.
saying?
Awesome.
Beautiful pass, man. Not many people could
And
do
number
that.
4, the crossover and one on Garnett.
Love it, love it,
The Euro step,
absolutely. The fact that it was on Kevin Garnett, beautiful.
too tough, man. Way too tough. Beautiful.
And number 3, the D Wade wraparound. Wraparound, and he a wraparound of the defender, and then he throws the alley oop to Shaq.
Yes,
Oh, how
took me a
that
little while to remember. Took me a while to
Yeah,
remember, but I got it.
that's
I
an
got
old
it.
one. That's an old one.
No, don't worry, I got that. It's everywhere.
All right. Number 2, the dunk on Verjao. That's
Okay, yeah, I
that was
knew
nice.
one of us would have the same top 2 probably.
And then number 1, the game winner against the Warriors. That's
Yes, 100%. Because everyone on that court thought the game was over. They
yeah.
thought him off one
Mhm.
foot, just throwing it up like it's whatever. I saw Richardson walking away like the game was over, and then when he banged that in, everyone was like, "Is this dude for real?" And they just run towards him like it's ridiculous. You
Yeah,
just threw it off balance. Only
yeah,
Wade could make a shot like that.
still beating father time, man. He's
it's
still
crazy.
beating.
And just the reaction at towards the end, him on the table, just brought back the this is my house memory.
Didn't know.
100%.
Awesome.
That was great. Very good ones. All right, man. I feel like I gotta go next with this one, so I'm gonna start with playoff D Wade when he went against Charlotte Hornets. He trash talker in the purple shirt, man. You forgot I don't know who he's talking to, man. He must have been thought he was talking to some role player or something. That's Dwayne Flash Wade, man. Crazy. He's probably scored the last 6 to 8 points, something like that. It
Mm-hmm.
was just like a moment you can't like a moment that stuck to you forever, man. It was a great moment, man. I feel like number four, a moment for me. Number four is when we found out Dwayne Wade was coming back to the Heat. We traded him. The Cavs traded him back.
Oh my
Mm,
God. I
Bro,
was
underrated. I like
I
it.
was in I was in class, and that was the one time I had to leave class to scream in the bathroom.
that was
That was
I
the
was
one time I left class in my life. For that moment, I thought it was fake.
I thought I was gonna get in trouble in class for real, man. I was like, yo, there's no way. I forgot I was in class, bro. The teacher's like, man, get off your phone. I'm like, I'm off, I'm off. I had to tell my friends right next to me, yo, 28's bad. It's like, bro, stop lying. I felt like it was just a moment, an underrated moment for sure, man. It was just like, it was really crazy. So I'm going with number three. For me, number three would be the we already said it, but not really said it, but the original "This Is My House" celebration, double OT versus the Bulls. He stole the
Mm.
ball, went down the court, 2 steps, one leg, 3-point shot to win the game, man. Classic moment, man. I know every Dwayne Wade fan, every Heat fan remembers that forever, man. Like just an insane game overall. So yeah, that was number three for me. Number two, I got to say when we saw my top five D-Wade moment was when he was part of the Redeem team, man. Oh wait,
Mm,
Okay.
especially that game, especially that finals game uh, against Spain. Like I
yeah,
know Kobe gets a lot of credit for that last dagger, but D-Wade throughout the whole Olympics was giving everybody buckets, man. Underrated, man. Not a lot of people talk about it. Even in that, if you guys watch the movie, The Redeem Team,
of
great movie.
course.
Man, you could tell that's where like he set up apart. Like him, Braun, Kobe were on their own level. Everybody else was like, it was just crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like that was like one of my. I watched that movie probably
Hmm.
every month, man, because I just like reliving that time. And of course, my number one is always going to be D-Wade dunk on Anderson Virgil, man. I never stop talking about it. I see it every time I see it, man. Repost, show it to my other heat group chats. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't forget something like that, man. It was just personally one of my favorites and best in-game dunks in NBA history, man. The way he sent Virgil flying, it was just crazy, man.
That was the moment when LeBron wanted to come to Miami, probably too.
Yo.
Like
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't be surprised, man. I wouldn't be surprised. It was just monumental for real, man. Like, but yeah, man. Top five there for me, man.
Fine.
I
All
have
That's
right,
all.
all right, ladies and gentlemen.
sir.
Here's he cultures best top five. This took me an hour to put together, so this very word there right now. At five, I have that Dwayne Wade's acrobatic layup against the Pistons
Oh,
and one foul.
definitely remember that one. That was
Okay.
That
that was
was just while falling down, looking away from the basket and everything. He just throws it up and it goes in. Unbelievable.
acrobatic, man. I don't even know how he didn't get
It's
hurt.
crazy.
That
I mean, that young Wade was like immortal
facts, man.
until the injuries came, unfortunately.
Facts.
Okay. At four, I'm glad no one said this. I think dunk on Perk. His dunk on Kendrick Perkins. Spins around, he hangs in the air for like 5 minutes, then dunks it on Perkins for the foul. And I love it that it was on Perkins too, because he loves to trash like Wade off and off the court. And I feel like that was a little payback for something.
Definitely, it was like a game before that. They played before that. Perkins had his feet on his shoulder or something like that.
Right.
That yeah, I pissed him off. So he remembered that.
Mm-hmm.
So he keeps his tabs, man. That was tough.
Mm-hmm. The crowd reactions, the bench reactions, the players, just unbelievable. Just the fact that he floated in the air is the best part of the highlight for me on Perk.
Facts.
Yeah, I would agree.
And that was when Perkins was in Oklahoma, right?
Yeah,
That was
Oklahoma,
when Oklahoma.
Oklahoma.
At three, Christopher mentioned this. That game winner against Golden State. I had to put it up there.
You
In
have
those
to.
in those vice unis, off balance, 1 foot. After he got blocked, he had like zero point 0.5 seconds to just toss it up, and only Dwayne Wade can make it that kind of basket off the backboard. The reactions, the celebration, that just made my freaking night.
Beautiful.
At two, dunk on Verjao. I mean, come on,
Yeah,
come on. The way, the way he didn't he block also on the other side of the court? Wasn't he the one with the block, or did you get the rebound?
I think it was Jermaine
I,
O'Neal that tried to block
I'm,
LeBron.
I'm
yeah,
pretty sure. I'm pretty sure he either blocked someone or got the rebound on the other end, and then ran to the court by himself, coast to coast. He finds Verjao in the paint, and unfortunately, he puts Verjao in his own Kodak moment. It made the best highlight of his career, probably. Just his, I don't know, man. I have no words. Literally, it left me speechless. Even right now, that was the moment where I guarantee you LeBron goes, "Oh, this kid's for real." And then years later, he comes to Miami, and then the rest is history. And then number one, actually, this next one is the next T-shirt design I'm making. The game winner against Chicago when Dwayne Wade declares the AAA his house. I mean, come on. What are you guys' thoughts on that? I mean,
What is it to say, man? What is it to say, man? That was just that was too tough, man. Only certain people
I,
could do these certain people.
I mean, out of all the plays he has made in his career, it was so hard to figure out the best top five because there is no top five for everything. There's always
no,
like someone's personal list, and this was one of the hardest lists I've made in my life, probably. Only because it's Wade, and out of his whole career in Miami, you can only pick five, according to me. And it made it hard, but also fun because I get to witness all the careers he's done. I did the research, and I was like, that play happened. I forgot some certain plays happened that could add to my list. So most of the top plays are recent days for me because back back in like '06, '07, I was still a kid growing up. I was in my Disney days, and I didn't start to watch this team until 2010 when the big day was formed. But I'm happy to have watched all the highlights of the things I've missed on YouTube so I can remember how much of a legend Wade is exactly. But to raise a family, 3 championships, all the hard work off the court for the community. This man has done it all, and he is going out the right way and the only way as a Hall of Famer.
Facts. Only way.
yeah,
Exactly. You said that word right. You said
he
that word.
deserves it.
100%, man.
All to be said.
All right, so we've reached, it's hard to believe, the halfway mark, and this is the part where, you know, our team is missing. Obviously, this is before the eventual Dame trade takes place. Miami is apparently missing two or maybe even three roster spots to fill. I want you guys to give me who will be the best players to sign. It could be currently overseas player in America, whoever. Who would you guys want us to sign to fill our needs in this roster?
So the first person that comes to my mind already, right off the back, is got to be Christian Woods, man. I feel like we need
Christian
bigs.
Wood.
He's still a young player. He still has a lot to prove. I feel like the Heat culture, like only culture like the Heat culture that could actually make him to an actual dog. You know what I'm saying? He could easily, if he really works hard, could be a starter right next to Bam. Bam could actually play his floor position for the first time in a long time, and it allows the whole flow, like the whole system, to like be more stretched out and give Bam and Jimmy the inside that they really want. And I feel like with that, you know, who could really stop that team at the end of the day? We already have a lot of dogs on the team, man. Just add one more.
Do you have other players that you want to sign? It could be other positions too.
Like when I think about what we need, I feel like it's definitely that's why the first thing I thought of was a big, and it was him. If I had to pick another person to join, I think I heard Kelly Oubre is still on the board, man.
I was about to mention Khalil could be another option
Yes,
because I like what he provides to a team. Believe it or not, his speed, his versatility, his length, his defense. He slashes through the defenses and finds a way to score. Doesn't matter where. I mean, every time he faces Miami, he always torches us. I don't know if you noticed that for sure.
gives us a bucket for
Oh,
sure. Hard
mm-hmm.
time.
It does.
Like, didn't he like score 30-ish in the beginning of this year? I remember for a fact he just scored like 6 threes, and he was annoying me. He's someone who you want on your team, similar to like obviously you have the Butlers of the world, you have the believe it or not, you have the Olympics of the world. That did sound wrong coming out of my mouth, Olympic of all things, but you have players in the world who you hate to play against, but want on your team, and Kelly Oubre is definitely one of those players, in my opinion.
Facts. You said it best, man. He's a pretty big guard, 6'5", I believe. Athletic. I feel like he could defend pretty well for his height. Why wouldn't we want a player like that? Especially when the Dame trade happens, we're gonna need people to because we're gonna probably give away like 3 to 4 players. So people that feel like
Yeah,
definitely
just
feel
imagine, just imagine how empty our roster would be post Dame trade. But I am pretty sure Miami has spoken to some players about holding on as long as possible until we get this trade done. Then we can negotiate a salary price. I'm pretty sure they talked to Christian Wood about holding off to see what happens after Dame because it's been rumored yesterday or 2 days ago that Christian Wood is interested in a role for Miami, and obviously him signing obviously at the vet minimum. But if he comes to Miami, it'll obviously be impacted post Dame era to see what happens with him. But with or without Dame, and obviously to see where Nurkic goes, because he might be dealt also somewhere. So Christian Wood will determine where he will go between us and probably the Lakers to see where Nurkic goes and when this whole Dame situation happens, because he's interested in coming to us, but this Dame deal similar to like Donovan Mitchell, Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, this Dame deal is holding up the whole offseason, but this is the first time I'm glad it has to do with Miami and not other teams. Because it makes it interesting with us because it gives us the content to always post about stories or feed. Because if it was any other player with any other team, it will be hard to figure out what to make content about. Considering the fact that we're only in August. So I'm really happy that Christian Wood is interested in coming to Miami. But again, we got to figure out when this Dame thing happens before looking to who to sign. What about point guards or guards in general? Do you guys know anyone in mind? Because players like Will Barton, Terrence Davis, young players like Goran Dragic, not young at all, but someone who the family would love to have back. Rudy Gay's waived by OKC. Danny Green even. Is anyone in mind as a backup point guard who you want us to sign?
Um, I think we should give Kendrick Nunn another chance to come
That's
back
a that's,
and
that's a
redeem himself.
surprise name. Kendrick Nunn,
He,
the
hey, he was really good for us. He was
Rookie of the
really
Year
good.
finalist, huh? Rookie of the Year finalist.
Rookie of the year. Yeah, fine. Yeah.
And he did just play in the Miami Pro League with Bam.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Who knows? Maybe we can get him. He wouldn't be too bad.
Oh no, I mean, wasn't there a reason. Wait, was Kendrick Nunn traded or just left the
No,
team?
he signed with the Lakers.
Signed, so he's a free agent,
He
right?
was a free agent. Yeah.
I think we're
Because he,
planning
yeah,
right. That's crazy.
because that was when we were starting to learn how much to pay certain players. So
Yep.
he didn't like same thing with Max Shoes, Gabe Vincent. We started to learn how much they deserve as undrafted free agents. They obviously didn't like it. They went somewhere else. Gabe Vincent, obviously all the best to him in LA. Max Shoes, all the best to him in Cleveland, playing with my favorite player in Don Mitchell. So good for him and good for Gabe. And I wish him the best, but we're focused on building our team. We're focused on helping Butler build a championship like he promised.
Yep.
And it starts off with constructing a team. Because right now we are not missing. We're missing one or two spots, but who knows how many we're missing after this Dame Doug was done. And on my list, I do have Christian Wood. I do have PJ Washington. I
Mm.
have Goran Dragic. And I was about to say Gabe Vincent, but he's not even in this anymore. But as another forward, like I did mention before, that Will Barton's available and Jamal Cain's back, who I love his defense. Jamal Cain just knows how
We're
to
good.
bring it defensively. And he did show out in the summer league, so I'm happy we got him. And this is a random name, PJ Dozier, who I wouldn't mind as a backup point guard, which sounds crazy because he only has 1.4 points per game. But I believe that with this development team within the Heat organization, that they could even turn this guy into an all-star.
No, yeah, for sure. Don't know much about him, but we can for sure
Exactly. The
develop.
fact that I really know much about a player means a lot already.
I remember
Yeah.
he was actually on Denver's team before. I don't know what happened after that, but you got drafted by Denver Nuggets for sure. Probably played like a year or two. Yeah, I don't know what happened after that.
I want to talk about our newest addition in Thomas Bryant. Why do you love that addition, and what do you think he could bring to the team?
So
Backup big that can shoot threes. That's what we need. That's literally what we need. And I'm pretty sure he can provide some good defense too. He would be solid backing up Bam. That's all. Or he could even start. Who knows?
yeah, I was thinking about start. I was thinking about he could possibly start too. I mean, like
Yeah.
right now, as I think about it, it's either him or Kevin Love. And you kind of want Kevin Love probably. I actually would rather have Kevin Love start just because of the veteran presence and I know how
Yeah,
Yeah, no, for sure.
yeah. I mean, seeing him starting in the playoffs and seeing how much his playmaking, his passing, his scoring, even though he didn't shoot that many nice threes, he did find other ways to score, other ways to help the team score. And I'm just happy he's back because he's an all-star. He has experience. That's all that matters to me. I don't care if he scores 1 point a game, as long as he helps us win. I don't care. And I like the signing. I did feel bad about us losing Oladipo, just because
Mm,
seeing him go through all his injuries, surgeries throughout his career, he was finally having some fun in Miami until that knee injury happened, surgery, rehab, and we did what's best for the team, and we had to give him away, unfortunately.
yeah, that's the business of the game. That's to happen sometimes.
Are there any other potential signings that you want the Heat to sign other than Christian Wood, Will Barton, and Kelly Oubre? Because we all know that we want Goran Dragic back as a backup point guard, like a Haslam role. So leaving him off this list, anyone else other than Wood, Oubre, and even Will Barton that you want to sign any position?
I don't really put too much thought process into like any more extra people like that because I know was my top three was
You know, because many I guarantee you, many Heat fans did want Derrick Jones Jr. back until he signed with Dallas,
oh yeah, he would have been solid to return.
and a player who I wanted, not recently, but like 2 or 3 years ago, would have been Blake Griffin.
oh,
Blake Griffin. Yep. I mean, his athleticism, his explosiveness, him and Bam on the court together. Oh my! I mean, that's just another pipe dream that's not gonna happen probably because Blake Griffin's still a free agent. for a reason. It's just, I guess his best days was back in Clippers and a little bit in Detroit, which I'm still
Yeah.
shocked by. I'm still shocked that he went to Detroit. That was another blockbuster trade that was ridiculous.
Clippers did him dirty, to be honest.
Is John Wall still free agent?
Oh yeah, he's a free agent. He's a
John
free
was
agent.
free agent. He's been working out with for some teams back when they were in the not summer league. Back when USA was here, I think around Vegas times, and a little bit post summer league. John Wall, Dion Waiters, they were here. They were here training in front of teams. Right now, they're both still free agents. Dan Waiters is free agent for a reason, so keep it that way. He probably found some. He probably found some more gummy seat, but John Wall is someone who he will always have that speed. He'll always have his scoring abilities. He has the experience for sure. He's someone who I definitely would not mind as a backup role if we don't get Goran Dragic, who I am convinced that we will get Goran Dragic by the end of the summer. Because he had two interviews that gave me the feeling that he will come back or wants to come back badly. And the second interview he had was a little hint of him possibly signing to Miami after we potentially get Dame. So seeing Goran with Richardson back in this team, with Dame eventually on this team, Butler, Bam, the Rothschilds built. I'm really excited to see how the whole chemistry goes. I want to see Richardson's new role if he has one. I want to see if he brings back to the team what he has learned in his time with Pelicans, Philadelphia, Dallas. I want to see what he's learned. I'm looking forward to seeing him back on this team because we last saw him as Rook 2, and now he's almost Vet 2, which I'm happy about.
Another possible free agent that just like I remember Terrence Ross is still available in the free agency.
Oh, he's still available.
If you guys know
Wait, who again? Who? You glitched out.
Terrence Ross,
Terrence Ross, the Heat killer.
yeah, he was definitely a heat killer,
He's
man.
killer in Orlando.
Yes, exactly. But now I believe he's not in Toronto anymore, is he?
Nah, he's a I don't know. I forgot what his last team was, but
It
I
was it's the Suns, the Phoenix Suns.
I think he's currently on the Suns right now. He signed for the Suns this offseason, I think too.
Oh,
So he's currently on the Suns right now.
he's back there. Okay.
I'm pretty sure. I mean, the Suns is the new like Avengers because freaking they stole Bradley Beal from us. They stole Kevin Durant from us. Unless that was back when Kevin Durant went to Brooklyn instead of Miami. I remember we got Gordon Hayward stolen from us. He went to Boston. There has to be a reason why these players go somewhere else, even though they've been heavily rumored, favored to come to Miami. There's got to be something against Pat Riley to make these players want to go somewhere else because they chose Boston, which I understand why. They chose Phoenix, I understand why. But Miami's been to the finals two times in the last 4 years. Do they not realize that we're literally one huge player away from winning it all again?
yeah.
Yeah.
And Dame believes that he is the last piece. I believe so because this team was missing scoring. Because when this team, like Bam said, their fatigue hit them in the finals. They had no legs. Butler was injured from Josh Hart in the next series. We had no one to help scoring. Hero was not available. He was hurt. And Dame believes he could be the one piece missing. This man could shoot from half court and make it. He could shoot from anywhere, hit it. So I guarantee you, when we get Dame, a big three of him, Butler, and Bam easily gets our fourth ring. What do you guys think? Easy.
I would agree. That's
Because
Dame is literally the missing piece. We need the scoring. His defense is all right.
no, I'm not
It's not
saying
what's
that.
needed from him.
No, as far as defense, we got Butler and Bam for that. All Dame has to worry about is
Exactly.
scoring. That's the main point. Just focus on
That's all he needs to
scoring.
worry about.
Because I don't know if you noticed or remembered, but our defense come finals was a little bit struggling because fatigue hit us again.
Mhm.
But if Dame was with us, Milwaukee, Boston, the Knicks, He would have helped us a lot, even on defense, believe it or not. And he would have obviously gave Butler and Bam the boost that they need
Yeah.
as far as pick and rolls, as far as scoring the paint, as far as 3 pointers, which I find funny because Butler all off season, he's been scoring threes nonstop. So that might be a little hint for something. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Game time, a
Yeah.
little
See that? I see
his
this.
little shenanigans off the court in China.
What are we thinking about? Like, this might be a curveball, a crazy curveball. What about thinking about bringing back Rodney McGruder, man? I mean, he was a
Rodney,
6'4".
Rodney is a
He's a great.
Rodney is a player who I love, but for the sake of the team, would not want him back personally.
I don't
But
think
that's
we.
me.
I only see him as a good. I just see him as a dog, really. I don't see him as a scorer at all. I mean, he can shoot threes if he really wants to, but I just remember him when we had the Heat team back in 2017, I believe, or 18. He was just a good player on defense, man. That's all I think about when I see him. But it was just a thought. I'm not saying let's get him. You know what I'm saying? It was just,
Yeah. I got you. But
I'd definitely rather
okay,
get.
so all right, if we're talking about players from like the 2015-16 team, I hope like this next comment makes this stream go viral. The player that I want us to bring back, and no one agrees with me, I guarantee you.
I already know him too.
You know who it is?
I
Who it
do know.
is? Who is it? Who do you think
Got
it is?
on Whiteside, man.
Yes,
Yep.
yes.
I knew it. I knew it.
People could flame me. I don't care. But a player, if he goes back to his 2016 days, where he gets triple doubles or blocks, I would not mind him back. But obviously, us fans watching him play when he got paid, he was an actual tank. He was slow, big. He he looked like he was lazy out there. Like he got paid. All right, I did my job. I'll do whatever I want to do on the court. Before he got paid, that was his time where he wanted to prove himself that he deserves to get paid, which he did. But post contract, he was like, I did my job. I'm gonna do what I want now on the court. I don't care. That's the one thing that bothered everyone. But if he came back, if he ever comes back, which he won't, with that same mentality back in 2016, I have no doubt that it's a player. All the fans would regret now wanting him back if he came back to that mode because he played in my pro league with Bam this week, and he looked like he still wants to get back in the NBA. Seeing his time in Portland, how he kept playing around with the fans because that's the one thing that I hated about him, where he knew it was against Miami and Portland. He played with the fans. He wanted the fans to get hyped just because it was Miami. So that's the one mindset of Whiteside that I love and hate so much because he knows how to get the fans into it. The fans got into it when he came back to Miami as the opponent. I feel they were chanting, but during his time in Portland, when he came back to Miami, the fans were chanting something that made him just want to do it back when we went to Portland. And that's what I like about him. He does the shenanigans. He does these things with the fans. Just he's a kid. He's a child in a grown man's body. Knows how to score still. He was just insane pre-contract. It just sucks to see him not in the NBA right now. But he did to himself. What can I say?
Yeah, man. He lost the hunger. I feel like after he got the bag, he lost the hunger, the will to to get better and everything like that. And I feel like that's the reason why he isn't how he used to be. But when if I could say one more person that I believe would be a nice addition to this team, if getting Dame,
Yeah.
and I don't know why we haven't said it yet because this man played with Dame when he was in Portland. Justice Winslow, man, like that's
Okay. A few things. A few things about that. So on Twitter, like a couple weeks ago, you know how players love to tease fans on their story, Twitter, etc. He posted a picture of him and Jay Rich, a little tease, Rook 1 and Rook 2 with a question mark and the eye emoji. That tells me that he wants or he might be involved in a trade package to come to Miami if Dame wants to come to Miami eventually. It tells me he's part of a trade package, but there might be a tease or there might be something he wants to do. Doesn't mean it's gonna happen, but that's something that got Twitter going crazy a little
I
bit.
definitely remember that tweet, and that's why I brought him up because even in Portland, he was a good backup point guard too. Remember when he was a point guard with us? They tried to put him in the point guard position. He's a good passer, underrated defender. Maybe a sketchy shooter from the outside, but he's a good slasher as well, decent slasher. So it wouldn't be horrible to have him on the court.
And barely than ever, we got a guy Christian in the stream. Christian, what's up, my guy?
What's up, guys? I'm sorry I took long. I had to go back and forth trying to find my computer, but it wasn't there, so I have to look back somewhere sometime. This on today, probably I'll go back and check. So I just had to join through my phone.
All right, so we all gave the stream our own top 5 Wade moments. Do you have your own top 5 list for Wade to give to us right now to celebrate his Hall of Fame ceremony?
My top 5 Wade moments, man. Growing up as a Miami Heat fan, honestly, I think the first one has to be the dunk on Kendrick Perkins. I always mention
That's what I said. That's what I
Yeah,
said.
like if you really think about it, not a lot of people think Dwayne Wade has that type of athleticism, but he really does. So when he did that spin move off Ibaka into Kendrick, it was
Mm-hmm.
crazy. That had to be one of the craziest ones for sure. My second one would be, I think, when he hit that. I think I said it too. It was a buzzer beater, but I don't think it was of Amari Stoudemire. It was it off Amari? Yeah, Amari was going up. He got blocked. Dwayne Wade shot it and it went in. But it wasn't. I don't. It wasn't a buzzer beater. It was a. I think it was like a halftime shot or something like that. The
I
buzzer
think
beater one
so.
was against the Bulls.
Yeah, yeah,
So those were my top two. Anytime he shoots something like that crazy, it has to be like out of this world because you wouldn't think Dwayne Wade has that ability. Then my fourth one has to be the Euro step on Garnett. That that's like something you just can't like. How can you not talk about that? Like,
exactly. I think.
Boston
I
is always
think.
talking bad
Yeah.
about D Wade, so right back
Mhm.
at you. And then my last one, man, I'll never forget it. When D Wade, it was his rookie year, went to the playoffs. Played the Hornets. Was it the Hornets? No, I think they were the Bobcats back then.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and he hit that shot as a
As a
rookie.
rookie, right? Yeah,
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 as a
yeah, yeah.
rookie. You wouldn't expect a rookie to hit that type of shot. So when he hit that, I just remember like looking at it like right now, obviously like. So I would when they posted the 25 years of Miami Heat, they talked about the Wayne waiting for when he first came up. When I saw that shot, I was like, wow. As a rookie, like I don't think LeBron made it to the playoffs that year neither.
Mm-mm.
Yeah,
No.
so it was just D Wade. Not even Melo made it.
No, Melo
Carmelo
made
made
it.
it.
Melo
He
made it.
did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh wow,
yeah,
but yeah, that's when I was like, wow, D Wade could have, if he never had gotten injured, easy, easy would have been.
So, good
Uh,
conversation.
all right. So, I have a question. So earlier in the stream, me, Christopher, and your deck, we all discussed the top remaining free agents available for us to sign, post or pre-Dame. Is there any player that you want us to sign? Because right now our roster is missing 2 spots, but post Dame we're probably missing a lot more than that. Who do you think that we should sign? Any position after this whole Dame deal goes by?
Man, that damn deal has been going on since already what, like a month and a half already?
Like 42 days, 43 days about.
Yeah, so I say I don't know, I don't know if he's a good fit, but Christian Wood.
Yeah, that's probably the first and obvious player that we all want.
Yeah.
You definitely. And he's prepared to go in on a minimum contract, so great for us as a team, and definitely this Heat culture could turn into a dog, man. I don't see why not.
The
He could shoot.
spacing, the spacing, the defense, everything.
He could shoot.
Yeah,
Christian Wood could
exactly.
shoot because
He created
I
his own
play with
shot.
him. I play with him on 2K and he's a sniper. So he could definitely shoot, man. Christian Wood definitely. We need. I feel like Yusuf Nurkic. I wanted him.
Yeah,
I
he
wanted
might
him.
be he might be part of a trade with Dame, anyways.
Yeah,
Might
which is
be.
even better. But we got to figure out what to do with that situation first.
Right.
That situation has been every day I wake up and that's the first thing I just go around. Oh, my TV just turned on like my other TV. Um, every time I wake up, I just look at it and see have we gotten any new updates on any free agents. But of course, Christian Wood. We need somebody to help Bam.
Yeah.
I say this every year.
What do you feel about Kelly Oubre?
We were supposed to get him in the draft. When was this? When I think when he was gonna get drafted with Winslow, everybody wanted Winslow, but I wanted Kelly Oubre. That was just me.
Really?
Yeah, I just really like how he played in college. So I was
Wait,
like, well,
was it Winslow and Booker the same draft?
yeah, they were in the same draft.
Yeah.
So with Kelly Oubre.
Mhm.
Oh shoot.
I would have really preferred Booker in that
No,
time.
yeah, for real, for real. We, but hey, it is what it is.
We had the 10th
Yeah.
pick. We had the
I
10th
think
pick.
10th or 11th, something around there.
Something
Who? Which
Okay.
guy?
15. That's crazy.
Because I remember when we drafted Winslow, the next pick came and it was Kelly Oubre.
Really?
It was
That was
either
the
or.
same draft?
Yeah, same draft. And then I think 2 picks later was Devin Booker.
That's
Yeah,
insane.
Booker was like a 14th around for
14th,
sure.
yeah.
13. Yeah, he did the same thing as when Kobe went to 13. He was exactly the same. I remember reading.
Man, yeah, rest in peace to him.
100%.
Okay, so unfortunately, Christian did come late, and we are reaching the final segment of the show. I'm not sure why this is even a topic. Wade versus Pierce debate. Sorry, the quotes. I mean, just yesterday during Wade's ceremony. No, I'm sorry. It was Wade versus James Harden debate. My bad. Wade versus James Harden. Just yesterday, Wade during a ceremony into the Hall of Fame. There's reports about James Harden during that same night yesterday not wanting to come to training camp or be part of the Sixers team, and people are trying to compare which player is either better or a better career. And this is just funny to me because it happened during Wade's ceremony night, which tells you everything.
Yeah.
Insane.
And
The discussion about this is even crazy in itself. When people debating about Harden possibly being better than D Wade is.
no, I mean I have right here the accomplishments for Dwayne Wade. It's a long list, but I can go through them really fast. 3-time champion, NBA Finals MVP in 06, 13-time All-Star, NBA All-Star Game MVP, 2-time All-NBA first team, 3-time second team, 3-time third team, and then 3-time All-Defensive second team. It's just some of the accomplishments. Just some. And James Harden, MVP in 18, 10-time All-Star, 6-time All-NBA first team, 1 All-NBA 13, sixth man of the year in 12, 3-time scoring champion, 2-time NBA assist leader, and an NBA All Rookie second team. Yes, James Harden does have some accomplishments as well, but I feel like Dwayne Wade has some bigger accomplishments and a variety of them. So the fact that this is even a debate makes this even funnier to talk about.
I feel like the only thing that Harden has over D Wade is his MVP.
Yeah, I do remember back in I think 09,
Yeah.
Wade should have won it, but got
Yeah.
robbed by Steve Nash, right?
Was it
09 was
Steve Nash
LeBron.
did win back-to-back
Wasn't it LeBron?
MVPs.
LeBron won 09. He won
LeBron won.
09 and 08. LeBron won.
Yeah, Steve Nash won in 08.
Oh, wait, right. I remember Wade getting robbed 1 year.
Nash.
That was his year. Yeah, that was D Wade's year. I think he was the leading scorer too in the NBA at that point.
Mm.
Yeah, he was a scoring champion in 09.
And then the year after 2010 or 11, I think it was Kevin Durant, the leading scorer.
I think it was 2012 where he led with 32.
It's definitely around those years. When they were younger, they had the legs. They just were explosive. I mean, they still are now. But back then, I guess scoring to them was easy,
Yeah.
especially Dwayne Wade.
D Wade, his knees, man. His knees, he had good knees. Good knees. Sooner, I think when he got hurt, I think he got hurt prior to LeBron being there. Or I think it was the year LeBron got there. The year after LeBron was there, he was missing a couple games.
He definitely got hurt for sure.
But it was, half the time it was usually Chris Bosh and LeBron playing. If you really saw like the games, but then I think it was like maybe a couple. Then it would be the opposite. It would be LeBron. LeBron didn't even get hurt. He probably got hurt like one time. And that's when Chris Bosh hit like the buzzer beater against the Spurs. So
Gotcha.
All right, and to finish this off, since you weren't here for Christian, give me your since this has been a whole summer talk. Give me your ideal personal trade package to bring Damian Lillard to Miami to make this
man,
to make this over with already because this is annoying me.
yeah, I told this to someone yesterday, man, and they were like, "What? How could you do that? What would you even think about trading this person?" Well, honestly, at this point, Dame Lillard come to Miami. If you see the stream, please just come. Um,
Imagine you watch this right now.
yeah. Um, man, it sucks because in the summer, I know this is off topic, but I didn't want Max Strus or Gabe Vincent to leave, but whatever.
Yeah,
Um, I'd say I'd give up Wonder Boy, man. I'd have to give up Tyler Hero for sure. Tyler Hero,
yeah,
Duncan Robinson because of his contract. That's
right. The problem is I do remember reading that Portland is working on acquiring expiring contracts. So Doug Robinson wouldn't go to Portland. He'll probably go to a different team if he's part of the same trade package.
yeah. Oh, I forgot to mention. I'd give up Kyle Lowry. Kyle
Yeah,
Lowry.
that's probably all this. Expiring contract and shit. And shoot.
Yeah. Kyle Lowry. Tyler. Um. Who else? Big wise because I know they're the type of team that they probably want Bam. Realistically.
I know. I mean, I'm pretty sure their GM or their office did for some reason contact Miami for a crazy Bam trade to get Bam there for Dame, and everyone on Twitter was laughing because everyone knows Bam is not going away unless it's
Yeah.
for a 5-star superstar player.
No, yeah, yeah. And it's not even that. Damian Lillard wants to play with Bam. That would
Exactly,
be
and Caleb Morton. So
yeah.
Caleb Morton has got
Yeah.
to find a way to stick with the team.
Yeah, and that was my last proposition is Caleb Martin. But that's the last person I want to go. I'd rather have Tyler Hill go than Caleb Martin. Many people disagree, but he's more reliable.
Yeah, I mean,
And look what he's done this
More
this
durable.
postseason.
exactly. I mean, Tyler Hero is the center deal of this whole trade package because he's like a younger version of Dame Lillard. He could score. His defense needs some work, but as far as scoring, he knows how to put the ball in the basket. He's been training all summer for this, so I do think that if he's staying in Miami or being dealt somewhere, he's gonna be bring his best. Definitely an improvement from last season for sure, because he wants to. He loves the villain tag that he probably has on him, and seeing him talk with fans in the pro league back and forth, because he did talk with a fan who kept chanting Dame, and he went off for 44 points in the pro
Yeah.
league. So he loves the villain tag. He loves to show out what he can do. So I have no doubt that if he stays in Miami or goes somewhere else, that team will get the most out of Hero.
No, he's a future All-Star player. If not,
Yeah,
by any chance this year he'll make the All-Star team if he stays healthy. No doubt. Whatever team he goes to.
100%.
But yeah, no, I want Dame. I want Dame. I
yeah.
want him to
I
win the
think
championship
all of
already.
T Nation does. Wait, last night I had a dream where he hit a game-winning shot against Portland, and then to the Heat fans, he won this.
Nah, that would be crazy, bro.
Imagine either in Miami or in Portland when he faces his opponent team as a game-winning shot to the fans, whether it's Miami fans or Portland fans. He does it at the daytime. How cold
Yeah.
would that be?
No, that would be insane. It's not even saying it's Dame time. It's time to win a championship.
And
Yeah.
the fact and the thing that's making me believe that we're getting Dame even more is all of Butler's antics in China. All of his
Yeah.
Dame time celebrations. It's just making us believe that we're getting in, but it's just a matter of when, not if.
Man, that offensive team will be. The thinking about it is just crazy. Having Dame, Butler, and Bam, that floor is stretched out completely.
Hmm.
Really, like, my God.
And who cares if Dame has no defense? That's what Butler and Bam is for. Dame is the biggest
Yeah.
scoring.
No, but sometimes Dame plays D. Sometimes.
No,
Like,
I know. But his main priority would be to score because in the finals we had problems scoring. Butler has his knee issue. We have fatigued because our team brought it all in the first 3 rounds until we had to go to that elevation in Denver. Denver was just too much of a powerhouse to deal with. So I guarantee you, if we had Dame then, it would have gone to a game 7 in Denver to win it.
100%, 100%, 100%.
Yeah.
That second game when we won, I was like, okay, we got a chance. Third game came, I was like, where did these people go?
Yeah, I mean, I did really believe that Miami would take one of those home games when they came back in the finals because, the home crowd was into it, the celebrities were into it, but Denver just knew how to counteract all of our runs. They knew how to stop us, and props to them.
They knew every play, literally. Every play was
All
being
right,
read.
yeah. All right, so it's the off season again. There's no big topics to talk about. So today's topics were all about Dame's updates, the top agents available to sign, Wade versus Harden, which is not even a debate anymore, and Wade's ceremony, as well as his top 5 moments. This has been episode 6 of The Flame. The Flame is back, better than ever, with new members, and the Flame will air once or maybe potentially twice a week, whoever's available. And I'm just really glad to have this network back. I'm glad to potentially have some special guests in the future to come join us and to share opinions. And we're just back. We're back, baby. We're
Let's
back,
get
dog.
Yeah.
Like how
Let's
Wade
go.
rose last night.
I'll
excited, man.
join earlier. I'll join earlier next time. I promise. I'll
Yes.
be here when it first starts.
Well, thank you guys for joining, and it's been a nice ride. And looking forward to the path that this is going to take us.
Perfect.
Happy to be here, man. Happy to be here.
All right.
Same.
Peace out.
Peace out, man.
See ya.